How's it going? This is Sherrod Seward. I'm a managing member of Sherrod Sports Visas, where we do visas for sports athletes. Right now, I'm talking about a kind of a technical thing, but it's very important. I'm fortunate to be in contact with several other excellent attorneys in the United States that also do sports, and we all kind of have our niches of what sports we specialize in. But we're all having a problem with getting people into the country at the time we need them to be here. And I wanted to share something that I've only experienced one other time happening and how it saved us. So the situation was we had a Canadian boxer that was needed for a national TV bout, and we had just a little bit of time to get him in the country. So I had to prepare a perfect application that would avoid getting an RFE, a request for evidence, because that would make the adjudication time go longer. If you don't know, for P-1 and O-1 visas, there's something available called premium processing. And when you use premium processing, you get 15-day responses, not necessarily approvals. So if I submit an application, they have 15 days to hit me back. In normal circumstances, they hit me up before the 15 days and they say it's approved. But what I've seen in the past 2 months is that they resend a request for evidence every time. No matter, like, they're just going to send an RFE. It doesn't matter how good the petition is. For example, on this one, I got an RFE requesting a consultation letter. Now, I've done maybe hundreds of boxing P1A visas, and in situations where we don't have a consultation letter, I always go ask them for it, and I send them proof that I asked for this consultation letter, and send them the proof, and it's fine. So, of course, on this particular one, they choose to be the time they come and ask me and say, hey, you need a consultation letter, even though I sent them the information that we asked for, and it just didn't come in on time. Okay, great. But the problem is now it's put us so close to be approved like 4 days before the fight. And that's a problem because right now there's no consular interviews. There was no interviews available in Canada. And I tried to get an interview while it was pending in Canada. The Canadian consulate said, you cannot apply for an expedited interview until the visa is approved. So I'm thinking to myself, I have 4 days to trust them to give me an interview and then get the passport stamped. It's not going to happen. We got to get this guy into the United States. So my idea was we need to get him here under a visitor visa and see if we can change status. And what that means is, like, if you're already in the United States on a visa, like a B1, you can change status to P1. The tricky part is, it's up to them, or up in the air, not a lot of information out there on whether they will let you change a petition from getting your visa stamped outside of the country to changing your status in the country, but when the petition's pending. But we didn't have a choice, so we tried it. My idea was I sent them a new form that said that we're changing to change of status, and I explained why we did this. So I sent this to USCIS, where the petition was adjudicating. I also sent it to the airport consular office, where he'll be flying on a plane to come to the United States. I then call that airport 3 times and ask him, will it be fine if he comes in on this B1 visa and switches to P1? They say, of course, what's his name? No problem. Lo and behold, 6 in the morning, I get a phone call. This man is stuck at the airport and they won't let him through. Okay. So after going back and forth, they ended up doing something that I've only seen once before, is that they go ahead and charge us $585 and just approve a P1 at the consular post for a month so that he can come in under P1, even though it's still adjudicating at USCIS for a month. So I said, okay, we'll take that. But now that leaves the question of what's going to happen with the decision that was adjudicating, because meanwhile, USCIS has not given me a response on whether or not they'll let him change status. So I sent them an email saying, like, well, he's already in P1 status. That same day, it turns out they sent me a request for evidence asking for me to show proof that he is in the United States. What we're going to do is we're going to leave that visa pending with USCIS until the fight's over, just to not mess with it, because he's going to leave after the fight anyway. So this was not the circumstances that we were intending to happen, but we did get the results that we wanted, and we learned something new. And I hope that this can help somebody. Now, I wouldn't make a habit of hoping that consular officers at airports will approve visas that are still pending, but just know that it's a possible option. If you have any questions about this, I want to know some more details of how this works, do not hesitate to give us a call or shoot us an email. Thank you very much.